I'm thankful for alcohol, aren't you? A lot of dairy in here. Bitch. Yes! It's your favorite side chick, and today I'm gonna show you my favorite side stuffing. And I'm gonna show you how to upgrade your box stuffing 3 different ways because we don't have time to muss and fuss with cutting all that bread. And you know what? It's not fancy, but it looks fancy. Kind of like me. Our first delicious stuffing is gonna be with some brown butter, rosemary, and sage. The second one is gonna be with some cremini mushrooms, fresh thyme, and Parmesan. And last but not least, my personal favorite, an apple sausage stuffing with some fresh tarragon. But the best thing about all 3 is that it requires the same base. Box stuffing, chicken stock, onion, celery, fresh parsley, and salt and pepper. This is gonna be a good one. Let's begin. All right, so to begin our brown butter herb stuffing, we're gonna go ahead and take my butter. I'm gonna hit start on my little stove top, and we're doing this whole stuffing on the stove, so we save actually room in our oven for our pies, our turkeys, any other fixins, and you can just get this out of the way. It's so easy. I'm gonna go ahead and pour this butter in the pan. And what I was doing in the past, we're not living in the past, we're living in the future, and I recommend this for all of you, is to brown your butter. And you probably all are asking, what is brown butter? When you brown the butter, it elevates the flavor and gets that nutty texture. If you are in a rush, you can most definitely throw in your onions and your celery, throw it in there. But what I'm gonna do is just let this sit here and cook a little bit, and it's actually gonna turn brown. They actually sell this at Trader Joe's as well if you don't have time to sit there and brown it. But we're gonna smell it, keep a close eye on it while you chop your herbs. Right here I have my sage, and we're gonna go ahead and peel this off just right here. Today I wanted to spend some money and use a fresh sage, but you're more than welcome to use dry sage or dry herbs. But just keep in mind, if you're using dry, just make sure you use less because it's a little bit more pungent with a lot of flavor. And you're gonna do the same with your rosemary. And again, keep a close eye on the butter. All right, y'all, look at my butter. She got a little tan going on. It's brown. This is what you're gonna be looking for. This is great for pastas as well. So into this brown butter, I'm gonna go ahead and add my onions. Be very careful. And our celery. We're gonna work that in right here until it becomes translucent. Just browning that butter at home is just gonna give you that extra bold flavor and elevate your stuffing, and this is just gonna be so delicious. And that brown butter took me just about 5 minutes, but always make sure you keep a close eye on it so it doesn't burn, because it can burn. Trust me, I know. All right, this is what we're looking for. It's nice and translucent. I'm gonna go ahead and add my herbs. And if y'all can just smell what I'm smelling, this is just absolutely divine. We're gonna go ahead and stir in the sage and the rosemary into this. And this, my friends, is a winner for the table. Into this, I'm gonna add a little bit of salt and some pepper. And I think now it's time to add some chicken stock. Now, if you wanna make this vegetarian, you're more than welcome to add water or vegetable stock to this. So just bring your heat up once the chicken stock is in there. Wait till it simmers, and we're gonna go ahead and add the stuffing. Woo! All right, y'all, now that it is boiling, it's time to add your box stuffing. Don't tell that I'm using box stuffing, but believe it or not, this whole bag's gonna fit in this cast iron. And what it's gonna do is just gonna soak up all of the juices in there. Oh my, if y'all could just smell my kitchen right now. It is just aromatic. And just take your time and fold it in. And do you see that? Stuffing instantly. And all the stuffing right here is just gonna soak up that brown butter and that rosemary and that fresh sage. All right, now that it's all incorporated and soaked up all that stock, we're gonna add a lid to that and let it take a 5-minute nap. Go to sleep. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Wake up! Look at this. It is absolutely gorgeous. What I'm gonna do next to finish this off is just take some fresh parsley and sprinkle that all over, just to add that beautiful divine color. Look at that. And we're gonna go ahead, oop, my titty touched the lid, the handle. We're gonna go ahead and just fluff the stuffing just to give it a little bit of height. Fluffing stuffing is kind of like teasing your hair. And I know about teasing hair, so let's just tease your stuffing. And there, my friends, is your brown butter and herb stuffing. On to the next. So next up, we have our mushroom and Parmesan stuffing. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the butter into the pan. And while that heats up, I'm gonna go ahead and slice up some cremini mushrooms into thin slices. This one is a great option for vegans if you want to use vegan butter and some vegetable stock. This one's a fan favorite, and the mushrooms are just so juicy and yummy. We're gonna go ahead and melt our butter. This one, you don't have to brown the butter, but if you want, you can go ahead and do so. I got a date tonight, so I'm gonna rush. All right, so now once the butter is melted, you're gonna go ahead and throw in your mushrooms. And the secret to cooking mushrooms in butter is to not aggravate the mushrooms, because if you do, it releases a lot of water. But I'm just gonna go ahead and take my hands and try my best to get one single even layer and just leave it. Okay. Oh, and also I almost forgot, we're gonna go ahead and add some fresh thyme. Mushrooms, y'all, are like spinach. When they cook down, they will shrink in size. But once they're in there, I'm gonna go ahead and incorporate this so it soaks up all that butter. And we're gonna go ahead and add our onion and our celery until it gets translucent like we did before. And seasons to taste with salt and pepper. We're gonna go ahead and add our chicken stock and then add in our stuffing and let it set and soak up like we did before. And we'll be right back. All right, y'all, here she is after her 5-minute nap, just divine. I'm gonna go ahead and take some Parmesan cheese and sprinkle that right on top. Oh my goodness, if y'all can just smell the mushrooms and the thyme, it's so good. And I'm gonna go ahead and finish this off with some parsley as well. Look at that. A little more cheese won't hurt. And again, take your fork and like my hair, just tease it or fluff it. That, y'all, right there is our mushroom Parmesan stuffing. Oh, I can't wait to eat. But let me show you my last one. All right, y'all, last but not least, we have our third version of stuffing. This would be our apple and sausage stuffing. And right here, we're gonna start off with our butter and toss it in the pan. And right here for my meat, this is really unique because we never put meat, but this was my personal favorite because there's meat. And this meat that we're using today is by my friend Jimmy Dean. We're gonna pour this right, oh, let me melt her a little bit. And we're just gonna go ahead and melt the butter and then go ahead and brown our sausage. This will really fill your stomach, and this is great for the next day. And I absolutely love this. I know y'all are probably thinking, damn, butter and pork? Yes, ma'am, it's the holidays. Who's counting? Who's counting? I look great. So as that cooks through, I'm gonna go ahead and chop my tarragon. Tarragon is interesting because it's like a licorice flavor, but it's just gonna cut through all this fat in the pan. You can use thyme if you want, but it just adds a little bit of brightness because it is a little bit of a heavier dish. But have fun with it. Use your imagination. If you prefer certain herbs over others, feel free to use what you like. And Brenda likes tarragon. And straight to the pan we go with the tarragon. And we're gonna go ahead and mix it in with our sausage. Y'all need to smell this. The butter, the pork, the brightness. Once it hits the pan, any herbs and the seasoning is just gonna kick it up a notch. After your meat is brown, we're gonna go ahead and add in our other fixings in there, but make sure your meat is cooked because we ain't trying to go to the hospital, okay? So to this, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add our onions and our celery and our apples. And the apples that I used today are green apples. There's a little bit of tartness and sweetness to this. And again, to the heaviness of the dish, because we're using sausage and also a lot of butter today, this just brightens up all that flavor. I know Patrick would like this because it's all about balance. It's kind of like makeup. You compliment this, compliment that, have fun with it, stand out. Oh my gosh, the smell of the butter and the sausage and the apples are just gonna marry together, and it's gonna make for a great stuffing. All right, so now that the celery and onion has cooked down and became translucent, we're gonna go ahead and add a little bit of salt and pepper and go ahead and sprinkle in our chicken stock and bring it up to a boil, and then we'll add our stuffing. Okay, now that it's come to a boil, we're gonna turn off the heat, add our stuffing, go ahead and mix it up carefully, and we're gonna put a lid on it and go ahead and let it rest for 5 minutes. Wow, 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 look at that. It's so delicious. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this off with some parsley. Parsley just makes everything look so pretty. And we're gonna go ahead and fluff this up. Once again, like my hair, I love how I can see the apples and the bits of sausage, and I can't wait to try this. But before we do, I have an adult beverage that y'all can make at home. All right, to all my adults 15 and older, we have a pomegranate Moscow Mule. So what you're gonna need is some pomegranate vodka, brought to you by Ciroc. We have some pomegranate juice, ginger beer, and to garnish, we have lime, pomegranate seeds, and mint. Finally, something vegan for y'all. So what you're gonna need is about a scoop of ice in each glass. Have fun with it, make a mess, be a mess. That's why we're drinking today. Now for the vodka, you're gonna wanna do 2 counts. I was a dancer back in my day, so we use Mississippi. If you have more stamina, y'all can use supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, but only if you have stamina. I happen to have stamina. I know not everyone has stamina back at home, so let's count to 2. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. That was real fast. Okay, next we're gonna do 1 count of pomegranate juice. 1 Mississippi. 1 Mississippi. And then we're gonna squeeze ourselves a lime in each and stir it all up. Squeeze it real good. Ooh, she's squirting. Go ahead and mix this all up. Oh, how pretty is this? And last but not least, we're gonna top it off with some ginger beer. If you have not tried ginger beer, it's so delicious. And we're gonna give that a little mix. And to finish this off, we're gonna go ahead and top it off with some pomegranate seeds, some lime, and some mint. How gorgeous are these drinks, y'all? Let's take a taste. Bitch. That's good. I'm thankful for alcohol, aren't you? Now let's try the stuffing. Taste test time! I'm so excited. I think I'm gonna dig into the mushroom and Parmesan stuffing, y'all. This looks so delicious. Oh, you just have to smell this. It just smells divine. Oh my gosh. Y'all, I need to take a second back. Y'all need to try this. And to finish it off with this pomegranate vodka bit, Moscow Mule. Bitch, yes! Now that's how to upgrade your box stuff in 3 different ways. Try this at home. They all are very unique in their own way. So easy. Do it on the stove. Serve your guests. Have some alcohol. And have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Don't forget, when life gives you mess, come to BS, The Brenda Show. Have fun. Subscribe to this channel. Let me know what y'all want to see next time. And I'll see you later. Love and light. Bye.